Welcome to a Trucker's Mind podcast. I'm Eddie McGee.
It's your boy K Fings.
We're back, man. Episode 239.
Yes, sir.
All right, let's get right into it. We don't got a lot of time today. We're kind of on a strange schedule.
Shout out to my guy DJ getting married out here.
Yeah, shout out to my man DJ. And what you just heard was the new intro for a Trucker's Mind podcast.
Yeah. Ooh.
All right.
Hit that round of applause button.
Yeah, we don't have that. Yeah, but for all those that don't know where that sound came from, it's from Keith's hit record called Shots. Yeah, it's dope. It's getting some rotation all over the place right now.
Yeah, getting a lot of good feedback, which is crazy because you know how it is with content. Like, it just finds its home when it finds its home.
Right.
You know, I think I literally made that song almost 10 years ago now.
Damn, are you fucking serious? That long ago?
The original one, yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so.
I remember when it was, holy shit, it was.
Yeah.
And then you made the part 2.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Well, how long
changed the verses on there.
How long
I did 2019 maybe.
Okay.
Yeah.
Dang, that's crazy. That was quite a while ago.
Yeah. Well, actually, no. I'm lying. Yeah, I might have been like 2021. My bad.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. All right. Let's get right into it. At the top of the list, the unfortunate passing of Art Laboe. And for all those that listen to oldies, definitely you know exactly what it means or what he meant to that genre of music. Art Laboe dies at 97. DJ played and popularized oldies but goodies. The California DJ was a radio mainstay for 79 years, known for helping to pioneer oldies format and for hosting a popular request and dedication show. With his cherry baritone and enthusiasm for old rock, R&B, doo-wop, and soul, Art Laboe was a fixture of West Coast radio for 79 years. The gregarious Los Angeles disc jockey was considered, that's a good word there. Jockey was considered as much of a voice for the city as Dodgers announcer Vin Scully or Lakers sportcaster Chick Hearn. Yes, he was. Wow. For sure. He deserves a statue somewhere. Mr. Laboe, who died October 7th at 97, broadcast from radio stations across California and the Southwest, where all his call-in shows served as a community bulletin board and gathering space, a platform for children to dedicate songs to their parents or for friends to extend out messages of love and support. His audience included a generation of Mexican Americans who forged close bonds with Armenian DJ while calling in requests. I didn't know he was Armenian for some reason. It's crazy. Armenian DJ while calling in to request songs from artists like Sister Sledge, Freddie Fender, and Big Joe Turner. Okay. Rest in peace to Art Laboe. You know, the unfortunate thing now is we don't get to hear, the people calling in. It'll be like, hey, I want to send a shout out to my abuelita. I mean, she stabbed my cousin, but like she's still my grandma or whatever. So like, I want to send a shout out. I want to send an angel baby. You'd be like, what?
How did they used to do the dedications, like the song dedications?
It was like you hear like a recording like, I want to send a shout out to my boyfriend. He's locked up in Corcoran right now, but like
always Corcoran.
I love you, and I'm gonna be holding it down for you. And then all of a sudden he pops up. Sending a special dedication, Doo Wop by the Spinners. So
Juicy Fruit.
Yeah, Juicy Fruit.
It always that was funny, man.
That'd be funny.
Especially in prison shout outs be comedy.
Yeah, it'd be like, Juicy Fruit. You will always be juicy and in my heart. So shout out to Art Laboe, man.
Like shout out to my baby daddy. I'm out here on the outside keeping it wet for you, daddy.
Wow.
I'd like to dedicate Juicy Fruit. You're like, what the heck?
Like, oh, here we go. Here we go. Yeah. But yeah, man, Art Laboe, definitely a fixture.
Yeah.
In radio. He's one of the, when you think of a radio guy, you know, you got Howard Stern, you have tiers of it, but he's definitely a top tier radio guy.
Yeah.
You got the Charlemagnes and all them, but you could, if you group them all together, they're the top, the cream of the crop guys. So
I told you he died at 94.1 years old.
Oh man, I fucked up. I text Keith. I was like, "Yo, man, Art Laboe passed at 95," and he said, "Nah, he died at 94.1." Nigga, I was dying. That shit was funny. I'm not laughing to death. But when he sent me that, I was like, "Oh, this nigga's crazy." That's how you know this nigga done did too many podcasts. Jesus Christ.
When you can make a fun of every situation.
When you do stand-up comedy and podcasts, it's like sometimes you listen to people and it's like you turning them into contents or jokes. You'd be like, oh, man,
sure.
this guy. But yeah, rest in peace to Art Laboe. Switching gears. This is what really bothers me. Stop allowing your political affiliation to become your personality. And this needs to fucking stop. This needs to stop. Who the fuck is calling me? I'm not answering this shit. All right. Damn, I ended the call. They called back. Anyways, yeah, people need to stop allowing their political affiliation to become their personality. And we see this all the time. It'll be somebody who just makes a statement. They won't have any, like, they won't even put their political affiliation out there. They'll say something and then somebody be like, spoken like a true Biden supporter. You'd be like, what are you talking about? Or somebody that's very liberal. If you make a statement, right, and you'll say, yeah, I'm not a fan of Trump at all, but I mean, he did some good during his administration. And they'll be like, well, if you're a Trump supporter, then say that. And you be like, what are you talking about? You mean to tell me that I can't find anything legitimate about a person I don't necessarily agree with? There are things I don't disagree. I don't completely agree or disagree with anybody. As of now, I don't even have a political affiliation anymore because I consider myself once to be very liberal, but then I watch how weird they act. Straight weirdos, man. I don't got no time for that. And then in conservatives, I don't agree with that. But my thing is I was telling Keith, and Keith is like, I don't know if I could do that. But I said, look, if I could find somebody that is conservative, that is actually a decent leader and has good policy, I will vote red. Right? And some people will disagree with that. I didn't vote for Trump, and voting for Biden wasn't no better. If we being real, Biden is trash. He's not a good president, in my opinion. He's not done very much. Everything's high as a motherfucker. Like,
oh my gosh,
yeah, everything's high. But but the thing about it is, a lot of liberal people that are quiet about that. Like, y'all was real loud during the Trump administration. Now Biden out here fucking up, falling off bicycles, and y'all still ain't got nothing to say.
Shaking imaginary hands.
Shaking imaginary hands. He doesn't even know where the fuck he's at.
Yeah.
I think if you're a person that's very left leaning, you need to be objective, man. This motherfucker is sorry. And then Trump has said some things that were either subliminally racist or build the wall rhetoric or whatever, right? Or him galvanizing the wrong people who happen to be racist, right? And then they say, well, if you vote for Trump, I said this shit before, which is embarrassing. I'm like, if you voted for Trump, you're a racist, bottom line. And it's like, that's a very closed-minded thing to say because it's more nuanced than that. But also, if you voted for Biden, right, Biden has done things that are directly racist. Like this nigga was involved with the crime bill, the 94 crime bill, the crack laws. He put away so many black people.
Yeah.
Ridiculous. You talking about there was a disparity between powder cocaine and crack cocaine was known as a minority drug, which they got fucking 4 times longer sentences for people who snorted coke. And this shit and it's still all coke. So that's how you know this shit was racist as fuck. But I could go on for days.
Yeah.
I'm sure Keith would like to chime in though.
I seen this. This is completely unrelated. There was this person I know. Don't even want to misgender them, but their pronouns were we, us, and our. So she's speaking in like, let's say we're having a conversation, and she's like, we appreciate you saying that. Our stance on politics is one of inclusion. And us as a people, we would just like to commend you for speaking up for us. But she's talking about herself.
This is so fucking confusing.
I'm like, what the heck is going on?
You know what I would have did? I would have been like, yours, mine's, ours. I could do this for hours.
Champagne showers. Shrimp and lobster towers.
Yeah. But it's me that gets devoured. Oh man,
that was crazy.
Oh man,
yeah. That's just kind of going along with that whole liberal ideology. I don't even know where that comes from.
I don't know.
I thought they and them and that was different, but we and our and that's like, it's almost like you like a split personality type of thing.
Yeah, it is. It's ridiculous. There's some far right shit that's really bad for society. Certain very right leaning beliefs that are not good, right? And there's certain right leaning things that I think make a lot of sense for society, right? Like I remember I seen some dang it. It was this interview that this lady had. I forgot her name, but she was like bald headed, right? And it was this little girl that was an interviewer, and she asked her like, "What do you think women should do when they get older or something?" And then she was, mind you, she's talking to a kid. She couldn't be no more than like 8 years old. And she said, I think women should be sexually liberated. I think they should be strong. And it's like, you realize you're talking to an 8-year-old, right?
Oh my gosh.
You realize you're talking to an 8-year-old. That's where that very liberal ideology goes down the fucking toilet. Because it be getting a little wonky, a little bit weird.
It'd be weird stuff. Like it'd be weird to where like
man, what the heck?
Oh, somebody hijacking your phone. But weird stuff to where some women think that it's cool for a 7-8-year-old boy to know like when their menstrual cycle is going on and stuff like that. Like I remember there was a video where like this little boy was in the bathroom with his mom, and he was like so concerned about her, like, "Mommy, is it that time where you're bleeding right now or something like that?"
You try to explain this shit to him.
I'm like, why are you that like? Why does he even know about that?
Right.
It's kind of weird, but I don't know.
Now that's something you will never see like in the right leaning people. They kind of more old school.
Yeah.
You know? But the thing with the liberal things was like, yes, it is that time of the month. Mommy's pussy is bleeding right now. So I mean, this is what's going on. But it's completely natural. It's completely fine.
When you get older and you decide to get a woman pregnant, she's going to miss her period. And that's how you know she's going to be pregnant. It's just like having those conversations.
Yeah, it's like, this is too much.
Yeah.
This is too goddamn much. Yeah. Now, here's the problem with a right-wing people fuck up. Right-wing people will be doing shit that's blatantly racist, and then they'll be acting like it's just like patriotic.
Ha! For sure.
They'll be like, remember Chris Rock made a joke about it. Chris Rock was like, he's like, you know, we all came together after 9/11. Like, he's like, I'm from America. I'm from America. Fuck those terrorists. He said, that was cool. He said, I'm American. I'm American. Fuck something else. And he's like, okay. And then he said, I'm American. I'm American. Fuck those Muslims. And he's like, wait a minute. He said, I had to pay attention because niggas and Jews would have been next. Right?
Yeah.
There's shit that conservatives do that's super racist and they don't get it. One of them is having an American flag and a Confederate flag on the back of their truck. It's a lack of historical knowledge of what the Confederate flag is, and that's not me making this up. There's a cornerstone. It's called the Cornerstone speech that spoke about, you know, the Confederates fighting to preserve slavery because they felt that the white man was superior to the black man. It's written. Just go to Google, put in the Cornerstone speech. It's there. Right? They fought to preserve slavery. They even fought against the United States. They seceded the U.S., and you're driving around with this flag trying to like reimagine what it means. No, nigga, it meant slavery. It meant hatred. It meant preserving the right to use free labor to build the country. Because back then, cotton was a huge commodity. And it made billions of dollars back then off of free labor, right? And if you talk about it, it'll be some right-leaning person that's like, we shouldn't have reparations. They just want a handout. Nigga, y'all got a handout for years for free labor. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Not
the biggest
only,
handout.
The biggest one ever. And it doesn't stop there. It gets worse because slave owners got reparations for lost property. Once slavery was illegal, slave owners got paid.
Yeah, they got their 40 acres in a mule.
So if they could get paid, why can't people who look like me and Keith get paid? Because I could use some more money. Gas prices done went up. Shit, I could
gas
get.
is so expensive.
I would take my reparations on Cash App, and wherever you need to send it. You can Zelle me that. If they if they literally said, if we had to do a test, this is how you get reparations, bro. If they had to do a test, right? What do they call those tests where they do your ancestry? Is it ancestry.com or something? If my shit goes back and it's to a descendant of slaves, just run me my money. I'll take it.
Did I tell you my mom did hers?
Oh, she did?
Yeah, she so like we bought it. I might have mentioned it on here, but She found out we're from Sierra Leone.
Wow, you from the slavery.
Yeah.
That's
right
like blood diamonds.
Yeah, right there on the coast.
Damn. I don't know why I thought about that. Like, as soon as you said that, all I thought was that Kanye song, Diamonds Are Forever.
They're all I need to please me. They can stimulate and tease me. They won't leave in the night. Have no fear that they might desert me.
Diamonds. Put your diamonds in your hand and feel the vibe. Yeah, Kanye, that was primetime Kanye.
Kanye was going crazy.
Primetime Kanye.
Yeah.
This I think people are finally catching on to how crazy Kanye is.
I think that I was talking to my girl like yesterday, and I was like, I'm washed, and she didn't understand what like being washed mean. But I was just explaining to her, like, I'm just like sore all the time. Like, I'm 30 years old. My body, like back in the day, I never stretch growing up. You know what I mean? Like, obviously you would stretch before, like during football practice, y'all line up and do the cherry pickers and all that. But just like playing hoop and stuff like that, I never stretch. But now I'm just so sore that I have to stretch and stuff like that.
Oh yeah.
But I say that to say, like, is Kanye just washed?
Kanye is not just washed. Kanye is mentally ill. So that's the difference. Kanye West literally is just the fact that we can't comprehend mental illness is the biggest issue with Kanye. It's not him. The biggest issue with Kanye is us as a society, because his star is so big that he could say anything, and a lot of people will agree with it because it's Kanye. Even if it's something wild like slavery was a choice and fee fi fum, right? Blue's Clues was written by the devil. And then everybody's gonna be like, Kanye speaking facts, y'all. It's like, dude, you can't think for yourself, which is allowing Kanye to keep talking. You can't think for yourself. And then you also don't understand how mental illness works. I could tell when Kanye is having a manic episode. My mother was considered schizophrenic. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I understand it. Bipolar is different, but there's still a lot of the episodes that are comparable to each other. So when I tell people that Kanye's crazy, they get mad at me. Don't make no excuses for Kanye West. And it's like, I'm not making excuses. This nigga's really fucking crazy. Like but I understand it. Now I'll say this too, since we don't want to get off the conversation of, people's political ideology becoming their personality. It's funny how Kanye is especially a lot of black folks, we don't, we disagree with a lot of what Kanye says, which makes sense because he says a lot of dumb shit. However, a lot of black America was on with Kanye when he said, President Bush doesn't like black people. Everybody was like, that's right, Kanye, you tell him. But then Kanye completely switches his message and we all turn on him. So it's not just, it's like when you go away from what represents a group of people, everybody will turn on you. Like, imagine if you like a super right-leaning person and you saying all this rhetoric, and then all of a sudden you start having more liberal views. You're going to have a bunch of conservative people like, he's a traitor, he's a loser, he's a Biden supporter.
Yeah.
And it's like,
yeah.
I mean, can people be allowed to, to update their programming? Kanye is a nut job, but let's just say he really feels the way he feels. I'm not going to be mad at him for feeling that way. It is what it is. At one time, Candace Owens was a Democrat. She switched parties. I don't know if I think some of her shit is, is definitely fabricated.
Yeah.
In my opinion. I don't think it's no way you could feel the way she does a lot of times. That shit is wild.
Yeah, I just think that when you're like what you would call it, like a political pundit or something like that.
Yeah.
I don't think there's always going to be a lack of authenticity, because I don't think in real life anybody's ideology completely aligns with
exactly.
either side. But I think that you kind of when you kind of built your name based off of like, kind of spewing the ideology of a certain side, then you can't really say what you truly feel all the time.
True.
She might be pro-choice or something like that, but just because she leans towards the right, she can't really say that.
I think Tommy Lauren mentioned something like that. She said she was like pro-choice, and then it was a bunch of conservative outlets eating her up. Like, wow, I think she might be a fake or something. And it's like, Tommy Lauren is very inauthentic for one, but if she feels that way, who knows where it's coming from? But like I mentioned before, I've heard things Tommy Lauren said and I agreed, and I heard a lot of shit he said and I didn't. But I just don't think most people are built to remain in an objective stance. They tend to have to go with the party.
Yeah.
You know, and it's destroying America, man. We got to cut that shit out. What I feel about me is the older I've gotten, the less liberal I've become, or the less liberal I've been.
Yeah.
Like I was super Democrat and didn't know why I was, you know, that liberal, right? And then as you get older and you looking at, I guess what your side is, and you looking at like, yo, why are you trying to teach a second grader about, adult themed stuff?
Yeah.
You know, you teaching them about, I don't agree with them trying to teach second graders about like pronouns. Or today, I don't want to be a boy, I want to be a girl today.
Yeah.
Like, nigga, that's weird. They didn't cut that shit. Get that shit out of the motherfucking school.
It'd be some strange books.
If you tune into this podcast and you like, oh my God, I didn't know Eddie was transphobic or he was dysphobic. I'm not any of that shit. I'm an American with an opinion, and if I had a kid, I don't want you teaching my kid that he could be a woman one day and a man the next. This is what America needs to do. This is what liberals need to shut the fuck up. Stop trying to push that shit on kids. Allow them to grow into themselves as an adult, whether they want to be woman, male, gay, trans, lesbian, whatever they want to be. Allow them to make an adult decision. Like, you know what kind of stuff, like when I was in the 4th, 5th grade, the type of mentality and thought process that I had, nigga, none of that shit carried over into my adult life. I'm a grown man. But it's like it's almost, I forgot who it was, the dude from the Backstreet Boys. His daughter wanted to change her name to Elliot. And he was like, well, she's 9 and it's her decision. Nigga, tell her no.
I don't get to change my name. Well, I can now, but I mean, even if say I wanted my name to be Marquise or something.
Yeah,
I can't just go change my name. What?
Hell no. Especially in a black house. Oh, you want to be Elliot now? Well, until you pay some bills, your name is Tashira. Like, but mom, my ass. Until you get a job, you can't be trans in my house. Like, what the fuck? Yo?
Only trans allowed in my house is Transformers.
Speaking of trans, my transmission went out on my car, and you can't be trans in my house until my transmission get fixed. I got to get to work. Oh man. Yeah, we gonna have to move on, man. I'll say this in closing when it comes to that topic. Just stop with the extremes. You hear motherfuckers say, like, since the Biden administration, me and my wife only have sex once a month. It's like, nigga, that's got nothing to do with Biden. Your wife is fucking somebody. That's what's happening, motherfucker. Got nothing to do with Biden. This shit wild. During the Trump administration, I was able to get more oranges in my truck because it could fit, the price of oranges wasn't as high, so I could get more oranges. But now I can't get, it's like, dude, you reaching for shit. Shut the fuck up.
Ever since the Biden administration, my wife's pussy's been dry. I just don't know what is going on.
Yeah, you ain't
drought.
I mean, your dick ain't no good, man. That's all that's going on. Stop drinking all that beer, man. Get in the gym. I don't know what to tell you,
Blue
man.
Chew or something.
I don't know what to tell you, man. Yeah, it's wild. It's some wild shit.
For sure, people do be like blaming society on their personal problems.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah, ever since Biden's gotten in the administration, I've gained like 20 pounds. It's like, nigga, go to the gym. The gym's still open.
Right, but it ain't just that. Like, if during the Biden administration, a lot of shit went up in price. So the fact that you getting fatter got nothing to do with him because you paying more money for more food.
Yeah, food is so expensive.
Yeah.
I bought a bag of chips yesterday. It was like almost $6.
That's crazy.
I'm like, bro, what's going on?
It's going to get to the point where people going to start sucking dick for food, man.
Yeah.
It's bad, man. We in a tough time. You start seeing them signs, I'll be like, shit, $7? That's it? Shit. Get me some head.
Is a bag of Lay's worth some head? You never know.
You gotta be crazy. You give us some Lay's, you getting the most greasiest blowjob ever. Like, god damn. I got high fructose corn syrup all over my dick now. Nah, man. But there's that. All right, switching gears. Joy Taylor. Recently, Joy Taylor made a statement where she's saying like she's normally in a state of being angry, and that's like her regular state. And she said it on her show, and a bunch of people started to kind of like normalize that statement, and it's not really normal. I'm gonna play the audio really quick. Hold on.
And then if you do something,
Hold on.
I'm not a really like sunshiny person. I'm usually in a bad mood. That's where I operate at. And then if you do something that brings me in a good mood, great. But I operate at this base level. I'm not a really...
Okay. Now, there was a bunch of people responding to that statement, and they were like, oh, I feel you. Like, I'm really like that too, and this and that. And there was so many people that were saying it, but there was also the voice of reason within that comment thread. And the comment thread basically said, like, this is miserable, right? It's not okay to be mad on average. I'm not saying you should be bubbly all day because that's kind of fake. But I have seen some people who constantly smile all the time and they're just happy, which is a rare number of people in society or on the lower end. But to be mad all day and try to validate it as if it's normal, it's just not okay.
Yeah.
It's not okay. And it speaks more to you. You need to see a therapist. Because, bro, what's wild about that statement is she says she's mad on average. Like, my father died. 2 days later, I was doing a podcast. I spoke about it, and I kept an upbeat attitude. If I could keep an upbeat attitude during one of the worst parts of my life, you have no excuse to be like this.
Yeah.
Like, you have no excuse to walk around mad all day. And then not to mention, if you're mad all day, you're projecting that energy on people that have nothing to do with the reason why you're mad. Mm-hmm. So you're existing as an angry, bitter, fucked up person, and it's not okay, and it's not conducive to you or society. This is one thing I will add on to that. I think Joy Taylor is very attractive, and I don't want to get to give you a visual. If you look her up, you'll see what I'm saying. She's very pretty. Mm-hmm. Really big breasts.
She's a joy to look at.
Yeah, really nice booty. Mm-hmm. Just slim waist. She's just fine as fuck. Mm-hmm. And I think a lot of very attractive women use being mad as a defense mechanism. And the reason why they do it is because a lot of them are tired of being approached, and most men that approach them, they don't like them. So what they do is they put on this fake angry face or attitude to be a deterrent to a lot of men. Mm-hmm. And I've noticed it because I've had women who were very attractive, and I just was literally asking them a legitimate question that had something to do with the subject matter at the time. And they try to give me an attitude, and I'd be like, you all right? Like, I'll fuck with them. I won't like be a dick, but I'm like, okay, well, hope everything's okay. And I'll walk off or whatever. And then when women start to get to know you and they see you're a decent, genuine guy, then they back off all that shit. Hey, Eddie, how's it going? I didn't see you here. But the initial meetup or the initial time I met you, you were being a complete asshole to me for no reason. That's because they also are narcissistic and think every guy wants them, which a lot of guys do want them, but not every guy does. Sometimes we have a woman at home that looks better than you, so you got to cut that shit out too.
Or that doesn't walk around pissed off all day.
Right. I don't want to, and I wouldn't want you if you're like that. But men are idiots too. They'll be like, she's so fucking hot. I don't care if she's mad. I want her so bad, bro. It's like, oh God, you fucking simp.
I low-key like that toxic behavior.
Yeah, I want to eat her ass, man. She probably got an angry booty hole. Yeah.
I think that after a while being that mad is a choice.
Right.
And we had that conversation about like choosing happiness, and you know what Omarion was talking about on the Breakfast Club. Just walking around angry, and Joy is not. She ain't in her 20s or nothing like that. Like she's grown enough to and has the funds to, you know, seek some sort of help, whatever that may be, whether it's some sort of type of yoga or therapy or I don't know, some self-help courses or whatever that you know, what she would deem that would help her. But I just don't like this idea of like, I feel like in my life, I've come to a point to realize that We are a byproduct of however we were raised, whether that's our parents, school, our cousins, family, all these different things. But once you are aware of that, to kind of continue living in that same way is a choice after that.
Right.
So to recognize like, oh, dang, that's powerful. I believe it's super powerful to be like, dang, I'm really just frustrated. I'm really mad all the time. Like, I smile a little bit. There's, little moments of joy, but for the most part, I'm just frustrated. But, after that point, after that recognition, the rest of your life is just you choosing to be that way. Mm-hmm. And it's not nothing to applaud. It ain't nothing like, she should get a pat on her back because she's frustrated or, I understand like people finding commonality between what she's experiencing and how she moves, but to kind of like go out and have a beer over the fact that y'all all mad is just kind of weird to me.
That's not fucking normal.
Mm-hmm.
That's weird. It's very weird.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I think for any of the women that may listen to this, just anybody in general, but in this case, I would say women, because I see this more with women that like they'll have, and I think that, what I've noticed too, is women kind of take pride in it a little bit, which is a little weird. They'll be like, I'm not a mean person, but I constantly have bitch face. Mm-hmm. I've seen a lot of women that post like these little memes like, this is me, I have bitch face. And they think it's like funny. It ain't cute. You don't need to be walking around with a smile all day. And as a man, I'm not telling you how you should look. But if you're intentionally trying to look mad, you're full of shit and you need to fucking cut it out. Mm-hmm. That's what I will tell you. If you're walking around with a fake face to like be a deterrent to people, you're fake and you need to fucking cut it out. Mm-hmm. If you are truly just a decent, happy person, be that. Mm-hmm. But you need to learn how to, if you don't like somebody approaching you or whatever, learn how to deal with it. Mm-hmm. Learn how to be like, oh, okay, sir, you have a good one. Mm-hmm. You know what's funny? If you want to do, if a dude approaches you and you don't like them or they're too persistent, you be like, oh, I'm sorry, sir, I'm married. Or if you call a motherfucker sir, he gonna know that he is like light years away from pussy. You call him dude or you call him sir, that motherfucker should get the hint.
He should know what's up.
He should know what's up.
Yeah.
Because you call me sir, I'm gonna be like, oh God, what am I doing here?
Yeah.
I'm gonna make up a lie and ask for directions. Hey, do you know how to get to Ming Avenue from here? I'm like, oh man, she called me sir.
Yeah. That's crazy. But yeah, that's real. It's just, I think that there is like a level of like inauthenticity with that, just like bragging about being miserable. It's just kind of weird. I don't know the context of that conversation. I don't know how that was brought up, but just from that clip alone, like, and not even knowing the context and not necessarily even needing to know the context, is just, like I said, it's just a choice. Like you just choosing to be miserable. You choosing to be like, and you also like choosing to bring people down around you. Like if you work in community, like you work on a show and you got podcasts and all that kind of stuff. Imagine if like we don't got no workers in here. It's like ain't nobody behind the camera. It's just we just set it up on a tripod. But like if I just come in here and I'm just like, okay. Mm-hmm. I laugh a little bit. Ha ha, that was funny, Eddie. And I'm back to it. It's just bringing the world down.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah, you just walk around with this dark cloud like it's normal. Mm-hmm. Cut it out. Now, I will say this in context. Like if a man's trying to approach a woman and she hits him with that sir shit, he should get the hint, especially or dude. Mm-hmm. But it's a lot of times women will call you sir and they like you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's true.
You'll be like, hey, how's it going? Hello, sir. How you doing? That's when like women, that's kind of like their little keyword. Mm-hmm. Women that really like you will never call you bro. Mm-hmm. They will never call you dude ever. Mm-hmm. Women who genuinely like you will never call you dude or bro. It's just not gonna happen. Mm-hmm. But some men are so fucking dumb. A woman will be like, they'll be like, hey, beautiful, how you doing? And they'll be like, what's up, bro? And they'll be like, so how's your day going? And they'd be like, oh, I'm trying to tell this nigga, I called him bro 4 times.
Mm-hmm. I called him bro. He didn't get the bro hint.
He'd be like, shit, from what I take from it, she want to be my bro. Like, but like bros that fuck, He'd be like, no, nigga, she don't want you like that. Leave her alone. Yeah, but there's that, man. Switching gears. Raising your value lowers your options. Now, for some reason, we have this idea of what a high value man or woman is. And, they talk about a high value man has plenty of options. He has options of women everywhere, this and that. And here's the thing. That's true, but it's very fucking false. I think there's tiers of high value men. I think the highest value of men don't have that many options. And let me explain why. If you're a high value guy, and also it's kind of subjective, what people consider high value. What, a guy with money? That doesn't make you high value. I know money cannot unlame a lame. Mm-hmm. If you got a lot of money and you lame, you still lame as fuck.
Yeah.
You just got money.
Yeah.
You kind of like academics or something.
Academics was wild this week.
Academics is such a pussy, dude. I'm sorry. I don't like to talk about him, but he's a pussy. Yelling and screaming at women, getting in their face, grabbing their arm. I'm the prize. Oh my God, that's embarrassing. As much as he talks about people and he's built that platform off sensationalism, he has the nerve to flip out on women like, oh God.
I think my stance on academics is he has a huge ego.
Yeah.
And I think that no matter who you are in this world, like, you know, you'll eventually get humble one day.
Yeah. And the funny thing is he was talking shit about he was on that podcast, that Fresh and Fit podcast, and he said something about one of the girls calling her like masculine. He is like, and then she said, well, she's like, maybe you should lose some weight so you can see your dick, nigga.
Dang.
And he was like, you know what? And he flipped out. But it's like,
that the girl that he was like, my homie smacked you back in the day.
No,
I got the address right here. I got the text right here. I paid for the room.
It's like, yeah, you're weak. But I don't want to get too far off of what we're talking about. As far as a high value man, I would think that if you're a person of value, that should limit the amount of people that are allowed in your circle, right? I think that your maturity and your growth only allows you to be in so many places around so many people. So it would actually mean people have less access to you. So the thing about it is, you know, that girl that's probably, 5-6 years ago that has some real nice titties and you used to fuck with her and shit. She is no longer an option because that girl was toxic, but she had good pussy. That type of woman is never an option when you grow as a man. Like when you genuinely have growth as a man, that type of woman is no longer an option. So how many options do you really have? I think when you really embark on a maturity journey, you reduce your options by 65%. And I think that's true with women and men. Because you ever heard a woman say like, I'm not tripping. I could replace him in a minute. I'm a high value woman. Well, here's the problem, ma'am. You're not a high value woman because you have a bunch of men orbiting your world that are not capable of marriage or being a father. So do you feel good about yourself because you got 30 niggas trying to text you at all times? That's not options. That's delusion. People are allowing all these people that affirm them and orbit their world to make them feel like they're valuable. That's not value. Because every dude, if a woman looked through her phone and genuinely looked at it, 90% of them niggas just want to fuck you. 90% of them dudes just want some pussy. Maybe 85. And on the lower end of those dudes that really want to be with you, you probably not sexually attracted to them. Or you might think they're a little corny or whatever. So like we have to understand that what we perceive as value or options is not really options. The more work you do on yourself, the more you greatly reduce the amount of options you have in people.
Yeah, I liken it to being overqualified for a job.
There you go.
You know, you could be working at as a manager at, I don't know, like
McDonald's.
Yeah, manager at McDonald's or manager at Walmart or something like that. And you can apply to maybe 30, 40 jobs and you are overqualified for whatever position because they don't offer the manager position and they know, due to your resume that you're going to have to get paid X amount of dollars or your salary is going to have to look a certain amount or sit a certain way. So they're not even going to hire you. They'd rather hire the 17, 18-year-old kid that's, trying to get their first job because they can pay them minimum wage, So that's kind of what relationships look like. And you got to think too, like, just like based on the position that you put yourself in, right? So say, you start to crack the, $150,000, $200,000 a year type of jobs, and you're doing pretty good for yourself. Just based off of the money you're making, your circle is going to be different.
100%.
The spaces that you're actually in are going to be different. You probably won't frequent with like where hoes be at.
There you go.
I mean, so like even in that sense, like just the type of people you surround yourself with are gonna like almost like filter out the people that you can be around. So,
Thank you.
It makes it harder. Like, you know what I mean? Because the people across, or the people that you can actually date, or the people that you can actually link up with, or whatever the case may be, they gonna be at a certain level too, and it's like a mountain.
Yes.
Like, it's just like not everybody is gonna be at the top with you. So
Yep.
It's a good and a bad thing, you know, because you feel like, when you actually think about like the nigga here in town that ain't got nothing going for himself. He got all the time on his hands. He probably ain't got if he got a job, it ain't nothing that's really like life-changing, life-altering job. It ain't no real career or anything like that. And he just in order to have a lot of hoes, you need to have a lot of time.
There you go.
Like, you have to have
there you go.
The time to DM all these women, the time to set up dates here and there, the time to do all this stuff. So when you spend most of your time getting money, or you spend most of your time like working towards something, like, you only gonna be able to link with women that's probably moving the same way, because you know, they gonna be operating in a way where it's like, yo, we got to schedule a date out 2 weeks in advance. Like, I'm a little busy right now. And then when those ones don't work out, then you just left like, dang, what am I gonna do?
Yeah, you know? I don't know about scheduling out that far. only if we met before. I don't like to schedule things out too far, because that's in a bad message to women. Like, they'll just think you're just too available for them. And like, if I'm doing something else, I'm not gonna be going on a date with you.
I feel you.
Yeah, so my thing is, I don't do it no more than not even a week. I think Monday is too early, because I can't forecast what's going to be happening Friday or Saturday. So I'll wait till about a Wednesday and be like, hey, what you doing Saturday? No, not even what you doing. I'll be like, hey, me and you Saturday night at this place, let's do it. And that gives them Thursday and Friday to figure out whether they want to go link up Saturday. This Wednesday is, this fellas, I'm a dating coach. So if I'm literally not, but Wednesday is the best day to set up a date. To me personally,
because it's hump day.
It's the middle week. Yep, and then she's thinking about getting humped. So if you do it on a Wednesday, and you set that up for Saturday, it's the best time. You never want to hit a woman up Thursday or Friday. That's too close to the weekend.
Yeah,
you know, it's not really respectful of her time.
Especially when she's single. She probably got other dick appointments and stuff she got to maneuver through.
Oh yeah, she got a dick. Here's the fucked up thing about being single though. When you take these women out, let's say the date went great, because I've been on some dates that went great. But imagine you take her on a date, you guys eat, you have some drinks, you have a great conversation, everything's good. You know, it even get to the point where, you know, you make sure she made it home safe and all of that. But when she gets home safe. She's like, thank you. And then her ex comes over and fucks the shit out of her.
Smack her down.
So you gave her a good meal, and then she went and got some dick the same night. And you'll never know it, but that's the reality of being single. These people are still out here fucking. Yeah, but we got off the topic. Yeah, being a high value person restricts access to you. So when you elevate as a human being, you reduce your options by at least 65%, because the people who were once options are no longer options. That's why when people try to say, when they get on social media and be like, I'm elevating, you know, I'm better in myself, I'm doing this. All I do is this. I take everything they say with a grain of salt, and I just pay attention. I just pay attention to their actions. You got better as a man, you got smarter, you elevated. What are you doing with a 19-year-old and you 37, bro? What are you doing with her, bro? What are you doing with a chick that's 18 and you 40?
Yeah.
Like, what are you doing? And some people probably listening, what's wrong with that, man? Ain't nothing wrong with that. It's legal.
Yeah.
But it's like, I think you good? Was it peaking?
No, you good.
Oh, okay. I think that when you taking that time,
No, I was turning my computer back on. I went to sleep.
I think that when you elevate so much, it's just certain things you're not gonna do, man. That's the only point I'm trying to get across. And the idea of you having options is an illusion. I've heard a lot of, and that's on both sides. And I hear women saying like they took that Beyonce thing to heart, like upgrade, like I'ma just upgrade. Like a man is not a car. You can't just upgrade a car after your lease is up, baby. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes y'all get good men and you fuck it up. You get a good man and you blow it because you think that you could just go find better, right? And the thing about it is that's subjective because you could replace him with what you think is better, but you'll never have him again. There's only like if a chick leaves me or doesn't want to deal with me because she feels she can find better, she can have that's fine. Mm-hmm. But you will. There's only one me that exists on this whole planet. You will only. I am only one. There's only one Eddie McGee. You will never have me again. Yeah. Not it. All the jokes or anything I introduced to your life or the energy that I brought to you. You will never have that again.
The food I put you on.
Everything.
Restaurants, TV shows.
This is a quick note for all the people out there. If you meet a girl and she's telling you about certain restaurants and certain places and and you think to yourself, like, this seemed like a place where couples would come. That's because that was where her ex-boyfriend
That's where couples was going. A couple of years ago, that's where
that's where she was. Her ex was taking her here. She's like, the first time I came here was like 4 years ago. It's a really good place. And you be thinking like, oh, that's where your ex took you. So that's when what you do is you don't listen to that and you just find new places to take her.
Yeah.
You just be like, no, we ain't going to that spaghetti spot. We going to Arby's right now.
Girls be trying to recycle dating experiences.
Oh yeah,
like my ex took me here, and I just want to take you here. It's so special to me.
Yeah, a girl she ain't authentic when she say like, oh yeah, I love the Niners. I'm a Niner fan. Oh, that's dope. I am too. And you go to her house or some shit and you see a bunch of Cardinals gear. You be like, oh, your ex was a Cardinals fan. I see what time it is. I see what time it is. Yeah, or they know something that's too specific. You'll turn on like Larry June or something. Larry June is a dope artist. I love Larry June. Mm-hmm. But then like you listen to Larry June and she'll be like, oh my God, I love Larry June. You be like, I wonder how
who put you on.
Somebody put you on to Larry June. Yeah, man. Somebody put you on.
Somebody's knocking you down to Larry June.
Yeah, it'll be funny. Like imagine you dating like a white girl or something. All of a sudden you go to her house. She got like a Black History Month T-shirt and it's like a 4X. She'd be like, damn, that was a big nigga you was dating.
If you don't throw away your ex's shirts,
yeah,
tripping.
When you see women with big shirts, that's just the dudes they used to fuck or their ex-boyfriend. Don't you dare wear that big shirt around me. You better go in there and take that shit off. We're gonna use that shit as a floor mat or something.
Yeah, we gotta put that in the rafters.
Yeah, we gotta throw that out. You women, you guys are so wrong. Y'all be stealing sweat. Man, I've been to women's house or whatever, or they've been over mine. Well, actually, it never happened when a chick came over my house. But if I go over theirs and I might have a sweater or something and I leave it, I'll be like, hey, I left my sweater there. They'd be like, no, I don't have a sweater here. You like, you stole my
stealing your clothes.
You just wearing my shit at night. What the fuck is wrong with you, man? Like, that's crazy, man.
That's comedy.
It's like, this is fucked up. And here go the worst part. Imagine like a girl gets really serious and she gets married or engaged, and your guy is over there and he's like, man, it's fucking cold outside. I forgot my sweater. She'd be like, I have one in here from like my cousin. I think it might fit you.
She's lying.
That is not your cousin.
You ain't no cousin. That's cuz.
Your cousin do not wear 3X. What the fuck?
That's like, tiny cuz from the east side.
What cousin is this? And all her family is little and shit. They're like, ain't one of these niggas could fit a 3X.
That's funny.
Like, ain't nobody wearing a girl, you a Filipino. Ain't nobody wearing no 3X over there.
Everybody 5'5".
No
5'5". Everybody 5'5".
Yeah. Like your uncle is Manny Pacquiao. You just not wearing this goddamn 3X. That's a damn lie.
My Filipino people. This thing, what was I gonna say? I left my glasses over this girl's house one time.
No.
Yeah. It'd be like a hassle getting stuff back too.
But the thing about it is if you leave your glasses, I mean, how are you gonna find them if you're not wearing glasses?
Sometimes I like to just let it breathe.
I tried, goddammit. I tried. Fuck. I just figured Keith probably was hanging around some more blind people.
After I ran over like 3 kittens, it was just like, oh dang, I can't see out here.
Oh no. The cat start. It got so bad. Cat started speaking English. It's like, nigga.
I'm on the sidewalk.
I got one life left now, nigga. Thank you. Oh man. Yeah, but we strain for time, so we got to move on.
Let's keep it going.
Switching gears, and we'll close it out with this. Devante Adams, Raiders wide receiver. Devante Adams just got through pushing somebody down that he shouldn't have done that to, and it was after the Raiders loss. And I'll be real brief on this one because we got to close it down. NFL to wait on Devante Adams' suspension for pushing cameraman. The NFL will wait to suspend or fine Devante Adams for an ugly incident with the photographer just after the Las Vegas Raiders' frustrating 30-29 loss to the Kansas City Chiefs at Arrowhead Stadium on Monday night. Per NFL Network Ian Rappaport, Adams is facing misdemeanor assault charges stemming from the incident, and sources told Rappaport that the league won't discipline the wideout until the legal situation is over. Okay. At the end of the day, I don't care how much you lose by. I don't care how frustrated you are, regardless of your situation. You have no right to use that frustration on someone else that has nothing to do with it. And that cameraman wasn't blocking him. He was just doing his job. And he got pushed down, and that was fucked up. And there was a lot of people like, well, it was frustrating. I can understand why he was mad. No, I can't. Like I mentioned before, I lost my father. I didn't project any energy on anyone else. I didn't get mad at people. I still was thoughtful of everyone else, regardless of what was going on in my life. So if I could go through a devastating situation like the loss of my father and still remain respectful, still remain self-aware, there's no excuse for a football player to leave the fucking game and push somebody down just because he got mad because you lost. Okay? No excuse for it. It's inexcusable. Keep your fucking hands to yourself. And I'll say this again. I don't care how much football you play, how much weight you lift. I don't care if you're a black belt in karate and jiu-jitsu, whatever. Until you can control your behavior and your anger, you are not a man. You are a man in training, but you are not a man until you can control yourself. Mm-hmm. If every time you get mad at your wife and you slap her in the face, you're not a man. Okay? Mm-hmm. You need to go see therapy, and you need to keep your hands to your fucking self. Mm-hmm. Right? If you know you're that angry, you need to like reach within and say, hey, man, I just need to get off the field. I need to get off the field. I don't need to be around these people. I need to breathe. Mm-hmm. That right there was a lack of self-control. And if you can't control yourself as a man, then you have no control over your life, period.
Yeah. I never really understood. I think I always looked at like, and I played football, and obviously I wasn't in the NFL, so the stakes are a little bit different.
Likewise.
But I never really understood like the huge frustration, especially in week 4, right? Like there's so much more football to be played, and I understand you frustrated, like you mad at yourself for not getting your feet down and y'all losing the game and all this stuff. But I just never really understood like if I lost, I was like kind of devastated. I wasn't mad. I wasn't like, I wasn't like angry at the world or angry at anybody. I'm like disappointed more so. I'm sad, losing a playoff game and stuff like that. You just like, you want to cry, especially if, like senior year, it's your last game. But in terms of like being that angry, I just don't understand it. I remember one time, I think a lot of it too is like, it's performant. I don't know if this is a word, but like performatory. And I remember once I was watching Tyron Wallace. He was training like during the off season, and excuse me, he's putting up shots, and he's like he missing a couple in a row. And as a professional athlete, like you're a perfectionist. You want to and you're doing certain drills where you got to make like 5 shots in a row or something like that. And he's just not finishing the drill in a timely manner. So he's doing that, and he misses a couple, and he real mad, like he kicks the ball or something like that. So he's also working out with like maybe like 2 other people. So they're like rotating through the drills. And what you started to see the other people who are not in the NBA. They may be like D3 players. They may be like junior college basketball players. They started to kind of take on that anger. Like, they miss a couple and then they kicking the ball all across the room, and they frustrated and they pounding the ball. But the stakes aren't even the same.
Right.
Tyron was in the NBA, or he's training to get to NBA. And these are guys that are just like, kind of low level college players. Mm-hmm. But what I recognized, and there was somebody else that was like training with them, but he wasn't as angry as them. Even if he missed a shot, he was just like, yo, like, why y'all so angry? Yeah. And I thought about that. I was like, why are they like throwing the ball around? Like, you're just missing a shot. Yeah. But you start to realize there's like a performance element to that. And I don't know if like, it's like, I don't know, it's necessarily like performance, like trying to like outwardly show somebody that they're angry, but also just kind of replicating the energy that they see. Like you start to see like, oh, like Tyron is getting mad. Like, maybe I could kick a ball too if I
That's
missed a couple
true, too.
shots. Yeah. So I think there's an element of that because I just don't understand.
Kind
Like,
of performative.
yeah, I also don't understand taking your frustration. Like, there's an element of like compartmentalizing. I think that's what you were speaking to about, when your dad died. We got to be able to compartmentalize our emotions because that person is partly the reason why you get paid so much.
Yeah.
He's working on a camera team. He's
100%.
moving like equipment around and stuff like that to broadcast or promote, what you got going on.
Yeah.
And he's getting paid. He's doing a job. But at the same time, like you need his services in order for
Yes, you do.
for you to get the type of bread that you're getting. So I just don't understand. Like I don't like when, you can be frustrated. Like I don't like when somebody can have an argument with their wife and then they taking it out on their kids. Or
Yeah,
they
that
can
make
have,
no
you can have an
sense.
argument. You could be sad at work, but you taking it out on your wife or your husband.
Yeah,
like
that's
you got to be
ridiculous.
able to like get right in those specific situations.
Yeah, 100%.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's just really unfortunate that he did that.
I hope that guy gets paid.
I hope he does. You pushed me down for no reason. I'm
Mm-hmm.
about to get some money, bro.
Yeah, we got like he got a huge contract too. I think he's the second highest paid receiver.
I would sue the team and him separately. Mm-hmm. This is what I was gonna say. I feel like since we're creatures of habit, habitually over time, what we do the most is who we are.
Mm-hmm.
And I caught myself, especially when people do wild shit to me in traffic. I'll be on the phone with Keith or something. I'm like, oh my God, are you fucking serious? Or I'll react to it. And the only reason why I do that is because I've developed a habit of like acknowledging when people do something crazy. But at the end of the day, I've been catching myself and I've been shutting myself up. When people do something wild, like crazy, what I do is I replace that with positive reinforcement where I'll say like, man, I missed it. I dodged the bullet.
Yeah, I'm glad I didn't
Glad
turn or switch lanes at that
Yeah.
moment. That's powerful.
Yeah, and I think it's important, man. It's important to start doing that because you start to realize like, what is getting mad at this gonna do? Like,
Eddie be livid on the phone.
Oh man,
I'm like, man, get your dumb ass, get your dumb ass out the road, dumbass. I be in the middle of like, yeah, man, Devante Adams was tripping this week. Get your dumb ass out the road. You'd be like,
yeah, man. It's just, and the thing about it is that usually they're doing something really dangerous or whatever, but like that has to stop. I want to like eliminate it. I would say I've reduced it by about 25% so far. I'm gonna give you a real number. By about 25%, I've reduced that behavior. And I could tell that it's becoming more commonplace. But right now, I still need work. I'm going to need all the Truckers Mind podcast listeners to pray for me. And also make sure you head over to Cash App and send a donation if you'd like to. If you feel that we've given you a good hour and a half, or just other content, head over to Cash App at ATMPOD, so ATMPOD, and send a donation if you'd like to. Okay.
Yeah,
and
we need it for sure.
And make sure you head over to our YouTube, where we're still struggling over there. We've only been there a little over a year now. But yeah, head on down and check us out for the visual content, because we also release that as every Wednesday now, or Thursday.
I tried to get it on Mondays. It just, that's the new for the past.
Over the new one. Yeah.
This last week it was rough. It was a rough week. But
Okay.
the past 2 weeks I was getting it up on Monday, like roughly like Monday night.
Okay.
Monday evening, because I just wanted to get it up faster. It wasn't really no reason.
Wasn't no
to wait.
reason.
But I'm not gonna promise I'm gonna get it up on Monday because we got the wedding and
You got a
stuff.
lot of stuff going on.
Yeah,
Monday. But yeah, we appreciate you guys. There's a few people I've seen that they said they like the visual element better. And I'm like, hey man, however you listen, it does not matter. Just the fact that I'll end on this note. It doesn't matter how you listen to our content. The fact that you've taken time out of your life to listen to us is the highest compliment.
Yeah.
We know that there's a bazillion different podcasts. We know that, you guys got kids, bills, marriages, you going through stress, you out of money, all kind of things are going on in your life, and you still took time to come over here and take some time away from the world and give us your time. We appreciate that. There was somebody recently that said, yo, this is becoming my favorite podcast recently.
Yeah, man.
And that's high regard. Like, we take that shit serious, man. That's why we don't miss weeks.
That was my guy Draven, by the way.
Oh, shout out to him, man. And that means a lot. That really does. You know, there's a lot of other podcasts that me and Keith like. I don't want to say no names, but they miss too many episodes, man. They you know, the content is not a priority almost, because if it was, they wouldn't miss as many, you know, podcasts as they miss. Still love them, but damn, man, like there's no excuse. I work full time. I'm busy as fuck. I still find time to do this shit every week because it matters. You know, and it matters to people because they may need the content that week. Some people, when we didn't release on a Monday one time, we had to release it like Wednesday or something.
Yeah, when I got COVID.
Yeah. Oh yeah, when you had COVID, and I got some messages like, oh man, no podcast this week.
Yeah.
You know, I'm like we got one. You know, Keith ruined it when he got COVID, but when he come back, we gonna run it up.
No, God did.
God did. God gave me COVID. All right. Well, if you made it to the end of this episode, we appreciate you. Thank you for listening to a Trucker's Mind podcast. I'm Eddie McGee.
It's your boy K Fings.
We're out of here.
Peace.